F using slope intercept form. Alright, make sure you zoomed in close enough to read everything. Okay?
Okay. It's kind of bright in the form, but you can't see it.
Where it says the word
Yeah,
intercept.
I heard you.
It's on YouTube, so.
Okay, the easy part. Ready? Identify slope and y-intercept.
Oh, I know.
So y equals mx plus b, where are you reading?
Did you tell me to go?
Yeah, that's your assignment. Get out of here.
You never told me to go.
The coefficient on the x is your slope, and the b is where it crosses the y-axis. Okay? So, yeah. So when y is by itself, if y is not by itself, then this doesn't apply. You have to get y by itself, all right? Everybody understand? All right, so example 1 is y equals 2x plus 1. What is the slope and what is the y-intercept? This is how I want you to write it on your paper. What's the slope? No, 2. The slope is 2, that's correct. What's the y-intercept? Taylor? 1. That easy? Sydney? Example 2. Y equals 6 minus 3x. What is the slope and what is the y-intercept? What do you think?
3. Negative 3.
What's the y-intercept? Positive 6. We got that right. Okay. Let's try one more. Example 3 is 2x plus 5y equal to negative 10. What do you think we need to do? Yeah.
Isolate y.
Isolate y. How do I do that, Nate?
You're gonna subtract 2x.
Yep. What do I get?
10 minus 2x equals 5y.
How about we put our x term first? You do plus negative 10 or just minus 10.
Okay. You're gonna do, okay, yeah, I get that.
Now what?
Now you're gonna divide by 5.
Everything. When you multiply or divide, you do it to every term. Okay? Yes?
Could you subtract 10? But
Yes.
you can't.
What?
You can you subtract 10 off 5y though? I'm just wondering if you could do it that way.
I don't know what you're asking.
Like add 10 to both sides.
Yes. But then you have 0 on the right side. What are you going to do? The whole point is to identify the term you're solving for. Get rid of your other terms. Get rid of the coefficient. Those steps. Those 3 steps that we learned. Okay? So this is y equals negative 2/5 x minus 10/5. What's 10/5? So what is the slope and what is the y-intercept? That's the step.
Negative
Negative 2/5 is the slope.
2/5.
Negative 2 is the y-intercept. Everybody okay with that? Yes?
What if y equals negative x?
Oh, that's a good question. What's in, here's your question. What number is that?
4.
It's number 4 in your book. Y equals negative x. So here's the form you want. So first of all, what do you think the y-intercept is? 0. There's no need to write it, right? Now, what number is always in front of x?
1.
So what number is in front of x here?
1.
Okay. 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 Would you write 0? number. Okay. So now, here's the second part of what we're doing, graphing. Hopefully you all got graph paper or copy. Example 4. Y equals 1/4 x minus 5. Oh. 1/4 x minus 5. First of all, you need to know the slope and the intercept. Okay. What are you doing with it?
Hiccups.
Okay. All right. What's my slope? Ready? Reggie?
Oh,
Y-intercept?
-5.
5. All right. So when you graph this, you start with the y-intercept. You can't start with the slope. Slope is a guide. It tells you where to go from a certain spot. So you got to know where that certain spot is before you start. Well, -5 is the certain spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from there we rise +1, we go up 1, and we run +4. So up 1 and over 4. Whoops, not quite straight. It's hard to do backwards. Okay? So there's a perfectly straight line. But you can keep going. You can go up 1 and over 4 more. And it's right there. And up 1 and over 4 more. You can just keep going. You go backwards. Down 1 and over 4. Down 1 and over 4. Alright, so you can just keep going on your graph, rise over run. Oh, okay. Example 5. Everybody graph this on your own. 7x minus 2y equals a -11. I'll give you 1 minute. Graph using slope-intercept form. Got it right. We got the slope and the intercept right. Good. Now, why did I leave this as an improper fraction and this one as a mixed number?
Because slope you can't, you have to be able to rise over one.
Yeah, this needs to be in an improper fraction form. And this, you need to know exactly where to put your point. Okay, 11 halves, it's hard to figure that out. So it's easy to know where 5 and 1/2 is. It's between 5 and 6. From there, you count in the halves, up 7 and over 2. Now, is there any way I can know what that point is? What is that point called? The x-intercept. How do you find the x-intercept? Sophie?
You get x right, so. No, don't you put 0 in?
For
Y.
y. Alright? I want to know if your line crosses an axis, I want it better have it marked exactly where it's supposed to be. So if you have to plug a 0 in to figure out the intercepts, then you're going to do it. Okay? Alright? Yeah.
Wouldn't you be able to just draw your line through the x-axis? Get where it meets?
what if your point here is really fat, and here it's really kind of like that, and you drew it like this? When you put your points on your graphs, make them as small as you possibly can. Okay? And if you do that, then your line will probably go exactly where it's supposed to. Alright? But even if you make small points, sometimes when you're drawing them, you're not exactly putting your ruler where it should be. Now let's go on. Parallel. Neither or the symbol for perpendicular. Example 6 is y equals 3x plus 2 parallel, perpendicular, or neither to negative 7 plus 3x equals y. So first of all, what is the slope and the y-intercept? The y-intercept is important, even though you're only talking about slope. Yes?
Slope is 3 and the y-intercept is 2.
Good. Now what is the slope here and the y-intercept? Is y by itself?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the slope? No? 3? Y-intercept? Brody? Negative 7. Now, just because your slopes are the same doesn't necessarily mean that they're just parallel. Parallel means they're two separate lines. If they had the same intercept, it'd be the exact same line on top of each other, right? Okay, so that's why it's important to look at your y-intercept. But these are parallel, and we use this symbol for parallel. Okay, 2 L's, landed. Parallel slopes, yes?
How could you tell if they're parallel?
The slopes are the same,
Okay.
okay? Is the slope of the floor and the ceiling the same? Are they parallel? Yeah.
How would you tell if it was perpendicular?
Perpendicular. If the slope is 3 over 1, that means it's perpendicular to
What number 3?
the opposite sign, negative, and the reciprocal fraction. Don't forget this. If this was negative, this one would be positive. Got it? Later on, you're going to need to know this to make some equations. There's your assignment.